and laugh and go out and go for it. Seize your future.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for the short delay here. It's 9:01, and for some reason, the live stream to Facebook Workplace is not working. I've tried several times, so I'm going to go ahead and move on with the meeting, and I'm recording this, and we'll upload the recording to Workplace once it's done. So if anyone is on Workplace, I posted a link to the Zoom event, so hopefully all of you are able to connect. And I see we got about 15 people online so far. Good morning, everyone. And I have a lot of great stuff coming your way. So let's get started without further ado. Get going with the event. So give me 1 second. I have to do one little thing here. All right. Okay, so let's get started here. And Anya is having a problem getting online. Well, Tanya. All right, so happy Wednesday, and my apologies, let's get started with the training. So we had a management meeting earlier this week, and talked about some of the ideas that I've had, and I sent an email to a few people out to get some feedback as well, just to gauge an interest. And I've made a decision to really do something that has never been done before in the brokerage and real estate industry, and that is to give our agents the opportunity to join the company absolutely risk-free for new agents. My vision for this company is not to have a bunch of agents in our company that don't want to be partners, they don't want to be part of the team, they really don't care. That's not what I want. I want to have raving fan, hi Tanya, I want to have raving fan customers that love our company every bit as much as we love them. And as you know, we have created so much more value just in the last 2-3 months alone, and we're just getting started. So I don't want to have anyone in a situation where they feel that they're locked in and this is not the right thing for them. So a lot of new agents, and don't get me wrong, the future is with the millennials, so I love these new agents coming on, but they're going to try on different things. Some may work for them, some may not. So we may have people join Realty Partners, check it out, and then go somewhere else, and maybe even come back. We've had a couple of people actually do that. They left and came back. We have agents that maybe had the wrong impression and they joined us, and for whatever reason it doesn't work out for them. So as you know, we have an annual agreement, and we make a huge investment in our agents, which is why we do hold them to that agreement. You know, we make a commitment to them, and we expect them to make a commitment to us. But I think, you know, the first 90 days, kind of like in a probationary period, when you start a job, should be a time to feel each other out. And so starting immediately, I'm going to announce it March 1st, I'm going to update the agreement. But if an agent joins our company and decides for any reason within the first 90 days that this is not the right company for them, they can leave. They have the ability to cancel the contract. We will refund them every penny that they paid us. So they will get a refund of all of their monthly fees. We still will pay for the business cards and everything. So again, we're making the investment. They get a refund of everything they paid us. And that includes broker splits. So if somebody had a closing by chance, we'll refund that to them, whatever we got paid. We will not refund the broker fee, the $195, because that is the charge to the buyer or seller. But we will refund the company commission split. And if they have a pending transaction, then you know what? We will close it and pay them 100%. When it closes, you cannot transfer a pending transaction. That's not possible. But we want to make it zero risk for someone to join Realty Partners. And I really want to make sure that people, when they're part of this company, past the first 90 days, they love it. They want to be part of it. We want to create a raving fan culture. And after the first 3 months, of course, we will absolutely hold them to their commitment under the annual contract. Now, the second thing we decided to do is on renewals. After the first year is done, we've recaptured our investment, so to speak, in the agent. So when we renew the contract, it is going to be either month to month, or if they do an annual agreement and they want to get that discount, that's fine. That will not be refundable, but they can still cancel at any time. So after the first year term is done, the agent is no longer locked into a long-term annual agreement. So if they're on a monthly plan, they can, give notice at any time. If they are on a annual plan, if they elected the annual prepayment, which will save them a lot of money, obviously, then that is unfortunately not refundable, but they can still leave. So we're not holding anyone's feet to the fire. And so the renewals are going to be different. We're going to have that set up probably within the next week. And any of you that have been with the company for more than a year and you renewed your agreement, and right now the renewal obviously is your recommitment for another full year. If you're on a monthly plan, you will be able to cancel it. So we're going to honor this for everyone that is part of the company right now. And again, we don't want to have anyone be with us that really doesn't want to be here. And if somebody has been with us for more than a year, we certainly have recouped our investment. So I'm going to put out a email later this week about that, just to recapture it. But the two main things, if you are talking to a prospective recruit, they have the ability to test drive us. Basically, if they decide anytime within the first 90 days that Realty Partners is not for them, then we'll part ways, no harm done, and they'll get a refund of whatever it is that they paid us. So we, the company, are taking all the risk. We're making an investment in them. We pay for their business cards, their name tags, their starting materials, their Rebus University, Circle Picks, all of those things. And again, if they decide that it's not for them, they can make a change. Of course, we will terminate their access to Rebus and Circle Picks at that point. Another thing that we're going to change is related to new novice agents and the training requirements for them, as well as requirements to sign up for lead generation. As you know, we're making a huge investment in lead generation. We just doubled our budget starting March 1st for the Tampa Bay market, so there's going to be a significant increase in lead generation. And we just inked a deal with a preferred lender that is going to contribute additional monies that will invest in additional lead generation for the Tampa Bay area and possibly down the road Orlando. So I'm going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. But here are the requirements. If a novice agent, a brand new agent, or somebody that has not done 5 transactions joins Realty Partners, we will have a requirement for them that they need to complete 3 Rebus University programs within the first 90 days, okay? And the 3 programs are, number 1, the Certified Buyer Agent Program. Number 2, the 101 free leads. And number 3, the online reviews program. And by the way, these 3 programs are programs that every single one of you should do if you haven't done them yet. The online reviews program is so incredibly important because if you don't have a solid online credibility, you can forget it. A couple of years from now, you might as well not be in the business anymore. The 101 lead generation, 101 ways to generate free leads. If you're not happy with the level of business that you have right now, then my question is, why in the world wouldn't you want to find out how you can build more business, create more business? And I guarantee you, there are dozens and dozens of ways that you have no idea right now exist So you should do that program. And the certified buyer agent and listing agent programs, every single person that has taken them came back to me and said, this is an awesome program. And not only that, Rebus University will actually promote you, and the fact that you have completed the certification on their social media channel. So some of you know what I'm talking about because you completed the CBA and CLA programs. So again, for a new novice agent, whoever's, somebody's tapping on the keyboard. I'm getting feedback there, sound feedback. Tanya, I'm going to mute you, Tanya, just in case it comes from you. So again, for a novice agent in the first 90 days, we will ask them to complete these 3 Rebus University programs. And those 3 programs will also be a prerequisite for lead generation. So if a new agent wants to get on lead generation, they have to complete all of those 3 programs. For everyone else, moving forward, we're going to change the training and requirement path for lead generation. And it's going to be simpler with respect to the video modules, but we will have a system in place that will enforce that the videos are actually being watched and that the modules are being taken. And because we have had people, unfortunately, sign up that said, I completed all the courses, and then they clearly have 0 clue about what's going on with Commissions Inc. And so that's not okay, because then they're not following up on the leads, and we're losing leads, we're wasting money. So we're going to have just a few videos that they have to watch, and we'll enforce that they watch them. And they will need to have done either the CBA, Certified Buyer Agent Program if they want buyer leads, or the Certified Listing Agent Program if they have listing leads. So that is going to be implemented effective March 1st. For everyone that is set up right now, we do have a requirement that you get your CBA or CLA certification done within the next 3 months. So again, if somebody is not willing to make that investment of a few hours to improve their skills as an agent, then I'm not sure why we as a company should be investing and spending, literally thousands and thousands of dollars right now on lead generation for them. So those are the key requirements that we have, and again, I'm going to shoot out an update to you. Let's talk about the recruiting side for a second, and I'm going to have a training on Friday, of course, in the Go Team group. We have these new brochures, which are quite awesome, and you have to order them, okay? I know some of you are coming to the Lunch and Learn today in Bradenton. If you hope to pick up some brochures, you need to order them. If you go to the order link, and I'm going to post it on Workplace again after the session is done, there is an option, a pickup option. So you can either have a shipping option where it's shipped to you, it's a flat rate fee, or you can pick it up in the office. So you'll have to order them by 10 a.m. today and select the pickup option, and then I will have Jasmine bring them to the Lunch and Learn meeting, and you can pick them up. But if you don't order them, I'm going to give each of you a couple of samples, but that's it, So this is your opportunity to pick some up right then and there. And again, they're very, very exciting pieces. We started posting the calendar again for our recruiting events. So in looking over the last year and a half or so at the results of what is really efficient or effective, I should say, with respect to the recruiting, it really is the live events that we have done, the business presentation events. And statistically, 1 in 3 people that have come to an event have joined the company. So that's a pretty good indication and closing rate. And so the challenge we've had in the past is that for whatever reason, agents just didn't bring anyone to these events, or we were doing these events and then we had to cancel them because there were no RSVPs. So we're trying to change it up a little bit to motivate people, to bring people to these events. So if you are interested in sharing Realty Partners, you might use a third-party tool like this to get the ball started, or you might send them a link to our whiteboard video or our SlideShare presentation. But the next step after that is to get them to an event, or if they absolutely can't come to an event, then have them come to a, schedule a 3-way call. And so we have a bunch of events coming up, And if you go to the joinrealtypartners.com website /events, you're going to see the up-to-date event calendar. We're adding to that consistently. And so the idea that we came up with, the contest, and we brainstormed it yesterday, and I made a couple of changes to it, but we'll basically do 3 things at each contest, or at each event, okay? Number 1, we're going to raffle off a $10 Starbucks gift card amongst everyone that is at the event, okay? So whether it's a guest or an agent, you will participate and benefit by, being able to win a Starbucks gift card right then and there. So we're going to do that at every event. Number 2, if an agent brings 3 guests, and these guests have to be real estate agents, so you can't bring your neighbor and your sister. They have to be actual agents. If you bring 3 guests to an event, it has to be to the same event at the same time, then we will waive your monthly fee the following month. So we're basically paying you $100 if you bring 3 guests. And you know what? Odds are one of those 3 is going to join, so it'll help you also with the growth. The big one is going to be an annual raffle. So for every person that you invite to an event that shows up, moving forward, starting now until the end of the year, December 31st, we're going to enter you into a raffle for each time that somebody comes. So if you bring 1 person, then you're entered once into the raffle. If you bring 1 person every month, then you're going to be entered, 10 times into the raffle for the rest of the year. If you bring 2 or 3 people here and there, and over the rest of the year you brought in 15, 20 people, well, then that'll be 15 or 20 entries into the raffle. And the raffle is going to take place after the last event for the year has happened. So it may be the Christmas party, or it may be after the first of the year. If we have another event after the Christmas party, obviously we'll wait. But once all the events for this year are done, we're going to have the drawing, and there's going to be a huge prize. And Tanya, this is even better than what we talked about yesterday. Number 1, you're going to get your fees waived for an entire year. And just talk to Betsy how exciting that is. So there are no monthly fees for 1 year. So for all of 2020, there will be no monthly fees whatsoever. And number 2, you will receive 2 free tickets with upgrade to balcony for the next cruise. So we're doing a cruise every year. We had one last December. We're going to have one this December. And Tanya's going to talk about that. And then we're going to have one next year again. So you will receive a ticket for 2 fully paid free cruise with upgraded balcony room if you're the winner. And we might also brainstorm a couple of second and third prizes. I'm not going to fix myself to that right now, but the big one is going to be no fees for a year, plus you're going to get tickets for 2 with upgrade to the next cruise. So
Thomas,
yes,
can I caveat that real quick?
Sure.
So, for example, I talked to a gentleman, and he's in the Sarasota area. He used to be in Tampa, which is why I was talking to him. But after a long conversation, he's going to go to your meeting tomorrow. Mm-hmm. He knows my name. He got my email. He did the RSVP. Now, I'm not going to drive down there to go to that meeting. Yeah, but in this case, if I were a regular agent, I'm not going to be part of this plan, but if I were a regular agent and they let you know, or whoever's leading the meeting, I'm sending John Smith, then I think that should be a ticket. You don't have to accompany that person.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you have to be present if you want to get the Starbucks card.
Right, right.
But to get the free month, if you send 3 people, or if you to get your entry into the drawing for the free year plus the cruise, you yourself don't have to be present. So if somebody comes, we will ask them who referred them to it. We're going to change the registration form for the event. So within the next week or so, it's actually going to have a field on it. How did you do Realty Partners? And so we're going to track it in the database that way, because otherwise it's going to be total chaos at the end of the year trying to figure out who sent who, you know?
And I would just advise, after having done these for almost 2 years, do not 100% rely that the person you're sending will remember your name or who sent them from a brief conversation. If you know somebody's coming, you should contact us, or like you said, if there'll be a field, because there's a dozen times I've said to somebody, so how'd you hear about us? I don't know. Did you talk to an agent? Well, yeah, but I don't know who it was. So I wouldn't rely on that person you're sending to remember who you are to enter you in the contest. I think you need to be a little more proactive on that.
Well, I
They
think,
don't know.
you know, I think this brings about personal responsibility, you know? If somebody's just blasting out something, here's an event, and they don't know you from Joe, and they show up at the event, then you know what? Shame on you. You know, they don't know who sent them. You're not going to get credit, period. Sorry. You know, that's just the way it works. It's just like if you were to send out a blast and somebody joins and they put on the field, I have no idea who referred me. I just saw it on Facebook or something. Well, you know what? Then that's just sucks to be you. You don't get credit, you know, if we can't track it down. So with the events, the best practice really always is to RSVP the guest yourself. Okay, so you want to have a conversation with them, and the event is just like any other third-party tool. Let's say, for example, you sent the whiteboard video, and you know, what do you like best? Oh, I really like blah blah blah. Hey, you know, we have an event coming up next Tuesday at this time. Do you know, can you make it? And they say yes. Then you yourself, and I know you're doing that, Tanya. Fill out the RSVP form for them, you know, so that way you know it happens, because, you know, the best intention of mice and men, you know, they always run away. So even if somebody's like, really, I'm going to come, you know, and then if they don't do it right then and there, they're going to forget about it. You know, the day just runs away on you. And so again, we're going to have a field on the form added where they can put in how did you hear about it, you know, and that's the field that you want to use, obviously, if you RSVP them to put the information in. So but yeah, you don't have to be present. I think it's a good idea to be present if you can be present, but obviously, you know, if you have someone in Miami, I don't expect you to drive to Miami to attend a business presentation for someone that may or may not come, you know. So we'll talk about that more on Friday a little bit. One idea that I know works very well, by the way, if you invite someone to an event, let's say tomorrow in Sarasota, you invited someone, go there with them, you know, have lunch with them beforehand, or meet them for a cup of coffee, or pick them up and drive them there so you know they're going to be there. And so anyways, but hopefully we will get some more engagement with agents referring people to these events, because again, these events are very, very effective. We're investing time and money to hold them, and we're going to have one in each market at least once a month. And of course, you know, if nobody comes, then that's just too bad. We do need people to RSVP to these events. So if we have an event and there's no one that has RSVP, then we will cancel the event. You know, I've had a situation in Orlando a while back, this is probably a couple of months ago, but nobody RSVP'd to the event, so we canceled it. And then what do you know? 2 people showed up, and you know, one of our agents stepped up and just said, "Hey, what the hell? You know, we'll do a presentation anyways." But you know, so just keep that in mind. Let me see what else.
Susan wants to know if we're going to do any events in St. Petersburg.
Who wants to know that?
Susan Proctor.
The answer, the short one to that is yes. Not in March, but we will do some in St. Pete, and I'm going to actually talk to Rick about the Summit Center, what we can do to potentially use that conference room in there to do a presentation. Also, Susan, you know, connect with Rick, because I know Rick is doing a lot of meetings and presentations too, and I'm sure you can plug into those as well. I don't know anything about it, so you're going to have to connect with him, but the answer is yes, we will absolutely. Talking about St. Petersburg, we are having a happy hour event coming up, and it is going to be March 27th, which is a Wednesday, from 5 to 7 p.m. We're going to post a registration page, et cetera, later this week. And it will be at the Canopy on Birchwood. So that is downtown St. Petersburg. It's a rooftop terrace of Birchwood. We have 2 canopies reserved right now. We may add a third one. We're going to do a soft promotion on this event, but we're going to promote it aggressively, obviously, to all of you guys, and we invite you to bring other realtors. For real estate agents, they have to be licensed and they have to show a card, a business card. This is not an event to bring your friends or family or neighbors, because we have limited space and people will get wristbands to be able to get into the area. We have the canopies reserved. But you get 2 free drink tickets, and we'll have appetizers there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be from 5 to 7, and then, you know, if somebody wants to stay late afterwards, you can, obviously, on your own. We're looking to get Berlin Patton, who just opened an office in Tampa, to help co-sponsor the event, and also Frank Weigel is going to co-sponsor it, and we're going to do some. Like I said, some promotion online, and we really want to build this as a Realtor Happy Hour event, and we're going to see what kind of feedback we get, and then we can use that to gauge how we're going to structure events in other markets. I know Tammy is doing things in Orlando, plus, you know, coming back maybe a couple of months later again at Birchwood for St. Petersburg. We might do an event there again and know how many people are coming. So, so this is coming on March 27th, which is a Wednesday, from 5 to 7 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys can make it. And again, we're going to promote it and send the information out. We will also do something similar down here in Sarasota, and in coming months, we'll also do it obviously in Tampa and in Orlando. Again, Tammy is our ambassador of fun, so I'll be working with her on that, and we'll send out news as we get it available. Tanya, tell us real quickly about the cruise, because a lot of people have joined here in the last few months and they may not have a clue what's going on with the cruise. What's happening? What do they have to do? And where can they get more info?
Okay, well, I took the screen over, and first I'll just point out, if you go on to Workplace and you put in 2019 cruise information, there is an open group. Join it. Okay, I didn't put everybody in just by, you know, mass, but if it's something that you're interested in or want to learn more of, just go join the group. It's open, you can see it. All right, so that's the first thing. And on the very top of that page is the qualifiers. So if you either personally, let's see if I remember this correctly, if you personally hit $10,000 personal group volume, and out of that you also have $1 million in sales yourself, then you get one berth, is what they call it on cruise.
You're freezing up, Tanya. I don't know what happened. Well, let me pick up while Tanya is offline here for some reason. So the qualification is very simple. We're going to make it easy for anyone to qualify, and it's an either/or qualifier. So for one bed / shared cabin, either you do $1 million in sales yourself and have 10,000 in PGV, or you have 20,000 in PGV and you don't have a personal sales requirement. So what does that mean? If you did $1 million in personal sales, then obviously your commission, your gross commission, is going to be about $30,000. So on a 25 split, that would be $7,500 in PGV right there. Plus, if you had one other person referred, then you could easily hit that 10,000. So it's either $10,000 with you personally doing $1 million in sales, or $20,000 without any personal sales requirements. So in theory, if you didn't have any sales and you just refer to other people and they generate sales, and that's part of your personal group volume, you can achieve that. And so go onto Workplace and search for the 2019 cruise. Just type in 2019 cruise, and you'll find that information. Actually, let me go ahead and share my screen and see if I can get you there. So here we go. Let me pick up where Tanya left off. So if I go here into workplace and I'm going to type 2019 cruise, you see pop up already. So here we go. So the thing is pinned here at the top. And like I said, it's either or for one bed shared interior cabin. For a full cabin with 2 beds, you can bring a guest. It's either 20,000 PGV with 1 million in personal sales or 30,000 in group volume without personal sales requirement. Okay. You can also upgrade, of course. Let's say if you win 1 bed and you want to pay to bring a second person, you can do that. If you want to get a balcony, you can pay to upgrade to the balcony. Now we have a contest. So the top 2 agents with personal group volume, and this will be excluding me or Tanya or Alessandro, or as well as the top 2 with the sales volume, transaction volume, will receive a free balcony upgrade as well. All right, let me turn it back over to Tanya. Are you there, Tanya?
I'm sorry. My internet has been coming and going. It's been a pain. I got to call Frontier or whoever.
All right. So I finished going through the requirements.
Okay. I was going to show one other thing real quick if you want me to screen share.
Here you go.
Put up. Let's see, share. And all right. So if you went on last year's cruise, we were on definitely what a smaller cruise ship. This year, we're going to be on the Navigator of the Seas. It's a much bigger ship, and it's just been redone this spring, so it will be completely overhauled with some of the newer things this year by the time we're on it. There's an Italian restaurant, there's Johnny Rockets, a seafood restaurant, lots of bars, definitely much bigger than we went on before. And the cruise will be 3 days. We leave out of Miami, and then we have 2 ports. One is the Bahamas, and one is their private island. And the private island is very neat. They've upgraded that significantly as well. And we will do fun things, but it will not be all meetings like before. Not that it was all meetings, but we'll have definitely less. All right.
So we will have some meetings, but we're not gonna. It's not going to be all meetings. And the cruise idea is really more of a reward thing for agents that are productive and/or agents that help us grow the business. And of course, again, the requirements are very simple. I mean, if you're not doing $1 million in sales, then go to Rebus University, watch the 101 Ways to do free lead generation, and do the certified buyer and listing agent programs, because $1 million in sales is really, it used to be a big benchmark. I remember when I first got into real estate, you have the $1 million sales club, and really it isn't anymore what it used to be. And even in markets that are very low average transaction, I think Joanna, if I recall correctly, did like 4.85 million last year. And she really is truly in a market where she has a lot of these $50,000, $60,000 transactions. She does a ton of business. A couple of other things, I'm just going to run through these really, really quickly. And they're going to be formalized here within the next week or two. And I'm going to talk about some of them more on the Go Team group, because they're really related to the business opportunity sharing aspect. And that is benchmark clubs. So we're going to roll out a $5,000 club, a $10,000 club, a $25,000 club, a $50,000 club, a $100,000 club. And this is for people that have achieved cumulatively that amount of money through the revenue sharing, the residual income program. So if somebody has made $10,000 cumulatively since they're with the company, they qualify for the $10,000 club. When they hit $25,000, they qualify for the $25,000 club, and so forth. So we're going to recognize those people that are getting great results because they're sharing the word. We're also going to have something very, very special for agents that cap out. And we'll have a capper program. And so when you cap out, you will receive a very special package. Part of the package is going to be a cap. So you're going to get a special cap because it's our capping program. And these things are going to become collectibles. We don't have them for last year, unfortunately, but this 2019 is going to be the first one. So each year there's going to be a different cap for the people that cap out. And then, of course, you'll also be recognized as a member of the 100% Club, because when you cap out, you are at 100%. So we're going to roll that out. And last but not least, I'm doing a webinar tonight, and I'm redoing the presentation completely. I'm going to take some pieces from what Alessandro did and some pieces from what EXP did. I'm going to change up the other part of the presentation, and I'm going to bring in what we used to have originally, which is more focus or more information about the revenue sharing and the profit sharing. Because really, when you look at, what is our X factor, what is the one thing that we have that nobody else has, and it's those two things. It's the profit sharing and the fact that the agent is the majority of the company, number one, and number two, a revenue sharing program that really works, where you don't have to recruit 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people to get a revenue share. We have a lot of agents that refer 2 people, they became active, and I see pop up, every couple of weeks, they got a $50 check here, a $25 check there, a couple $100 here. And that is very, very exciting. And of course, as the company grows, because these revenue shares are paid down to infinity, it just gets better and better. So I'm going to incorporate that. I'm going to keep it to 30 minutes. So the webinar tonight is going to be my trial run on it. I'm going to record it. If it's awesome, we'll use it as a recorded presentation. And then again tomorrow at the presentation in Sarasota. And once I come up with a format that really works, I'm going to hire a company to really create a stunning presentation out of that, because I'm not a master on PowerPoint, and we, unless we have someone that is an absolute master on PowerPoint and graphic design, please step up and send me a message and let me know. So that's coming up. And one last thing, and then I'm going to check into questions and open this up. I am getting deluged with workplace chat messages, which is fine. I sent out a message a long time ago that said, please email me unless it's something that needs help right now, the second. But people keep texting me anyhow. And so this thing goes off, ding, 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 and I can't get any work done. So I'm moving forward. I'm checking my phone's workplace chat messages twice a day. That's it. So you will not get an instant response from it. If you need an instant response and it's really super urgent, a couple of people have my personal cell phone number you can text to. Don't bother sending me Facebook Messenger because I'll ignore it. And but contact Jasmine. Jasmine is my assistant. She knows how to get a hold of me. And she checks my email throughout the day. So if you send an email, she'll see it, and she briefs me a couple of times a day if there's something urgent that I need to act on. If it's not urgent, then I'll get to it later tonight or tomorrow morning. And likewise, if you need me to address something right now, this second, for whatever reason, the house is on fire, then text Jasmine on Workplace Chat, and she can get a hold of me. A lot of you have been doing a great job with contacting Tanya for broker support questions, and that is the right path to go. So if you have an issue that is broker related, a problem, a challenge, a deal falling apart, then she should be your first contact. And of course, Tanya knows how to get a hold of me if it's something urgent. But please don't abuse Tanya as your customer service conduit, because that is just robbing her of time that she can spend growing the business and supporting others on the brokerage side. So again, we have support@realty-partners.com is our email address. We got several people on that support system. So when you send an email to support@realtypartners.com, you get a ticket number, and then someone will deal with that issue as needed. And more and more of you are doing that. Thank you so much. And it really is just much more effective, and it also keeps everyone accountable because things don't fall between the cracks. And the ticket can be assigned to someone that needs to help with that, you know. So that is all I have right now. Tanya, are you leaving? Are you waving?
Yeah, I was waving. I got to go.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Bye, everyone. So let me take a look at the chat messages here. Alessandra, great idea. Hire Oren Clapp. Well, you know, maybe at some point in the future, we'll invite that person to come to one of our presentations, our annual rallies that we have. Beth, for St. Pete, can I get all the info and I will make it up an email to invite agents? Beth, we will get the information out once we have the registration site set up. And it'll be by this weekend. Again, this is March 27th. Today is February 27th, so it's a month out. Cap for Kappa is a great idea. Yes, Dora, I loved it, and I forgot who. I think it was Alessandra actually that suggested it. Either him or Tanya, but you know, that play on words, capping, cap. I love it. So okay. It's 9:43. We got 2 more minutes left. If any of you have any questions, please post them. Let me go down the list here. There's a couple of questions. Susan Proctor, not seeing any events in St. Petersburg. Well, Susan, I touched on that earlier. Let's see here. Yada, yada, yada. Just so you know, a member of St. Petersburg Yacht Club, if you ever want an event, again, so you know. Good to know, Susan, and I will keep that in mind. And I'm going to coordinate with Tammy these fun events because she's really taking charge of that. But of course, I was already working on the thing in St. Petersburg. Tammy, by the way, if you haven't watched the video she posted yesterday, watch it. She's working on some amazing stuff. Coaching and mentoring program, including a training program for mentors. It's going to be absolutely amazing. That's all I can say. So you know, make sure that you keep an eye out for anything that Tammy posts online. And here's Tammy. FYI, ERA just invited their top agents to the same cruise, different day, at a cost of $900, prepaid. Yay! So again, we have a free cruise program they can qualify for. So apparently ERA invited their top agents to the same cruise but on a different day, but the agents have to pay. So fantastic, good to know. Can't make webinar tonight, will be recorded. Yes, I'm going to record it. Last couple of questions. Is there a way to share this event to more group members? Okay, so I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Tammy. Is there a way to share this event to non-group members? Okay, so we can, normally the live broadcast feature works in Zoom. For some reason it didn't work this morning. And we can live stream to either Workplace or Facebook. This one here now I recorded, and I'm going to upload it to Workplace. And I might even also upload it to Facebook and YouTube later on. The you know, the events for Go Team Business Builders, you know, those events we post everywhere. So in other words, Go Team Business Builders is a closed group, but anyone can join it. So if somebody is interested in Realty Partners and what we're doing on the residual income side, they can join it. You can invite people to join it. And so the events that we have are promoted everywhere. So they're on our joinrealtypartners.com/events link. So if you go there, the webinar is on there. I also link it on Workplace. I also link it on our general Facebook page, I believe, and also link it on the Workplace group. So you can invite anyone to the webinar. They have to register. It's agentownedco.com/webinar. That is the address to register for the webinar. Again, it's agentownedco.com/webinar, and they can register on there, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, and I will talk to you later this week. And again, on Friday morning, we're going to have an event at the Go Team group, and we're having a lunch and learn today, social/lunch and learn in Bradenton. So you're welcome to come there. Again, if you want to get the brochures and pick them up at that event, please, please, please make sure that you place your order. I'm going to post the link right now to the group again. Okay. And last thing, a few agents are looking for info on the recruiting website. Well, not sure really what is meant by that. Specifically, you know, you all have your wearerealtypartners.net/your-ID. That is the main recruiting website right now. We will have a new website coming up in the near future, but that's a project in work, so that I really don't have anything else to add to that, Rick. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and make it a fantastic Wednesday and rest of the week.